Hi, Mr. Hernandez.
Hi, Sam.
Have a seat, please.
How are you,
Mr. Hernandez?
Fine, and you, Sam?
Fine. I want to discuss a topic with you.
Of course, here you are.
Do you mind if you tell me everything you know about electric cars?
I am happy that you asked me about electric cars. An electric car is a car that is propelled by one or more electric motors, using energy stored in rechargeable batteries. Compared to internal combustion engine (ICE) vehicles, electric cars are quieter, have no exhaust emissions, and lower emissions overall. In the United States, as of 2020, the total cost of ownership of recent EVs is cheaper than that of equivalent ICE cars, due to lower fueling and maintenance costs. Charging an electric car can be done at a variety of charging stations. These charging stations can be installed in both houses and public areas. Several countries have established government incentives for plug-in electric vehicles, tax credits, subsidies, and other non-monetary incentives. Several countries have established a phase-out of fossil fuel vehicles, and California, which is one of the largest vehicle markets, has an executive order to ban sales of new gasoline-powered vehicles by 2035. The Tesla Model 3, which has a maximum range of 570 kilometers, 353 miles, according to the EPA, has been the world's best-selling electric vehicle (EV) on an annual basis since 2018, and became the world's all-time best-selling electric car in early 2020. As of December 2019, the global stock of pure electric passenger cars totaled 4.8 million units, representing two-thirds of all plug-in passenger cars in use. In 2019, over half, 54%, of the world's all-electric car fleet was in China. Despite rapid growth, the global stock of fully electric and plug-in hybrid cars represented about 1 out of every 200 vehicles, 0.48%, on the world's roads by the end of 2019, of which pure electrics comprised 0.32%.
Oh, I am so excited. Please continue.
Electric cars are a type of electric vehicle, EV. The term electric vehicle refers to any vehicle that uses electric motors for propulsion, while electric car generally refers to highway-capable automobiles. Low-speed electric vehicles, classified as neighborhood electric vehicles (NEVs) in the United States, and as electric motorized quadricycles in Europe, are plug-in electric-powered microcars or city cars with limitations in terms of weight, power and maximum speed that are allowed to travel on public roads and city streets up to a certain posted speed limit, which varies by country. While an electric car's power source is not explicitly an onboard battery, electric cars with motors powered by other energy sources are typically referred to by a different name. An electric car using solar panels as a power source is a solar car, and an electric car powered by a gasoline generator is a form of hybrid car. Thus, an electric car that derives its power from an onboard battery pack is a form of battery electric vehicle, BEV. Most often, the term electric car is used to refer to battery electric vehicles, but may also refer to plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, PHEV.
Are electric cars effective as ordinary cars?
Electric motors can provide high power-to-weight ratios. Batteries can be designed to supply the electrical current needed to support these motors. Electric motors have a flat torque curve down to zero speed. For simplicity and reliability, most electric cars use fixed-ratio gearboxes and have no clutch. Many electric cars have faster acceleration than average ICE cars, largely due to reduced drivetrain frictional losses and the more quickly available torque of an electric motor. However, NEVs may have a low acceleration due to their relatively weak motors. Electric vehicles can also use a direct motor-to-wheel configuration that increases the available power. Having motors connected directly to each wheel allows the use of the motor for both propulsion and braking, increasing traction. Electric vehicles that lack an axle, differential, or transmission can have less drivetrain inertia. For example, the Venturi Fetish delivers supercar acceleration despite a relatively modest 220 kW, 300 horsepower motor and top speed of around 160 km per hour, 100 miles per hour. Some direct current motor-equipped drag racer EVs have simple two-speed manual transmissions to improve top speed. The 2008 Tesla Roadster 2.5 Sport can accelerate from 0 to 97 km per hour, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds with a motor rated at 215 kW, 288 horsepower. Tesla Model S P100D Performance/100 kW per hour /4-wheel drive is capable of 2.28 seconds for 0-60 miles per hour at a price of $140,000. As of May 2017, the P100D is the second quickest production car ever built, taking only 0.08 seconds longer for 0-97 km per hour, 0-60 miles per hour, compared to $847,975 Porsche 918 Spyder. The concept electric supercar Rimac Concept 1 claims it can go from 0-97 km per hour, 0-60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. Tesla claims the upcoming Tesla Roadster will go 0-60 miles per hour, 0-97 km per hour in 1.9 seconds.
What about energy efficiency?
Internal combustion engines have thermodynamic limits on efficiency, expressed as fraction of energy used to propel the vehicle compared to energy produced by burning fuel. Gasoline engines effectively use only 15% of the fuel energy content to move the vehicle or to power accessories. Diesel engines can reach onboard efficiency of 20%. Electric vehicles have efficiencies of 69-72%. When counted against stored chemical energy, or around 59-62% when counted against required energy to recharge. Electric motors are more efficient than internal combustion engines in converting stored energy into driving a vehicle. However, they are not equally efficient at all speeds. To allow for this, some cars with dual electric motors have one electric motor with a gear optimized for city speeds and the second electric motor with a gear optimized for highway speeds. The electronics select the motor that has the best efficiency for the current speed and acceleration. Regenerative braking, which is most common in electric vehicles, can recover as much as 1/5 of the energy normally lost during braking. Some electric cars, for example, the Citroën Berlingo Electrique, use an auxiliary heating system, for example gasoline-fueled units manufactured by Webasto or Iberspicker, but sacrifice green and zero emissions credentials. Cabin cooling can be augmented with solar power external batteries and USB fans or coolers, or by automatically allowing outside air to flow through the car when parked. 2 models of the 2010 Toyota Prius include this feature as an option.
What about safety?
The safety issues of BEVs are largely dealt with by the international standard ISO 6469. This document is divided in 3 parts dealing with specific issues: onboard electrical energy storage, that is the battery functional safety means and protection against failures, protection of persons against electrical hazards. Risk of fire like their ICE counterparts, electric vehicle batteries can catch fire after a crash or mechanical failure. Plug-in electric vehicle fire incidents have occurred, albeit less per distance traveled than ICE vehicles. The first modern crash-related fire was reported in China in May 2012, after a high-speed car crashed into a BD6 taxi in Shenzhen. In the United States, General Motors ran a training program in several cities for firefighters and first responders to demonstrate how to safely disable the Chevrolet Volt's powertrain and its 12-volt electrical system. The Volt's high-voltage system is designed to shut down automatically in the event of an airbag deployment, and to detect a loss of communication from an airbag control module. GM made available an emergency response guide for the 2011 Volt for use by emergency responders. The guide describes methods of disabling the high-voltage system and identifies cut zone information. Nissan also published a guide for first responders that details procedures for handling a damaged 2011 Leaf at the scene of an accident, including a manual high-voltage system shutdown, rather than the automatic process built in the car's safety systems. Vehicle safety: the weight of the batteries themselves usually makes an F heavier than a comparable gasoline vehicle. In a collision, the occupants of a heavy vehicle will, on average, suffer fewer and less serious injuries than the occupants of a lighter vehicle. Therefore, the additional weight brings safety benefits to the occupant. Depending on where the battery is located, it may lower the center of gravity, increasing driving stability, lowering the risk of an accident through loss of control. An accident will, on average, cause about 50% more injuries to the occupants of a 2,000 pounds, 900 kilograms vehicle than those in a 3,000 pounds, 1,400 kilograms vehicle. Some electric cars use low rolling resistance tires, which typically offer less grip than normal tires. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety in America had condemned the use of low-speed vehicles in mini-trucks, called NEFs when powered by electric motors, on public roads. Mindful of this, several companies, Tesla Motors, BMW, and Unity, have succeeded in keeping the body light, while making it very strong.
Do electric cars have the same controls?
As of 2018, most electric cars have similar driving controls to that of a car with a conventional automatic transmission. Even though the motor may be permanently connected to the wheels through a fixed ratio gear, and no parking pole may be present, the modes P and N are often still provided on the selector. In this case, the motor is disabled in N and an electrically actuated handbrake provides the P mode. In some cars the motor will spin slowly to provide a small amount of creep in D, similar to a traditional automatic transmission car. When an internal combustion vehicle's accelerator is released, it may slow by engine braking, depending on the type of transmission and mode. Fs are usually equipped with regenerative braking that slows the vehicle and recharges the battery somewhat. Regenerative braking systems also decrease the use of the conventional brakes, similar to engine braking in an ICE vehicle, reducing brake wear and maintenance costs.
What about batteries?
Lithium-ion-based batteries are often used for their high power and energy density. Other battery types are cheaper, such as nickel metal hydride, NiM, but have a poorer power-to-weight ratio than lithium-ion. Batteries with different chemical compositions are in development, such as zinc-air battery that could be much lighter. The range of an electric car depends on the number and type of batteries used, and, as with all vehicles, the aerodynamics, weight and type of vehicle, performance requirements, and the weather. The EPA range of production electric vehicles in 2017 ranged from 100 kilometers, 60 miles, in the Renault Twizy to 540 kilometers, 340 miles, in the Tesla Model S 100D. Real-world range tests conducted by What Car in early 2019 found that the highest real-world range was 417 kilometers, 259 miles, in the Hyundai Kona. The majority of electric cars are fitted with a display of the expected range. This may take into account how the vehicle is being used and what the battery is powering. However, since factors can vary over the route, the estimate can vary from the actual range. The display allows the driver to make informed choices about driving speed and whether to stop at a charging point en route. Some roadside assistance organizations offer charge trucks to recharge electric cars in case of emergency. A study in 2016 stated that 87% of U.S. vehicle days could be met by the then current affordable electric cars. Electric cars are typically charged overnight from a charging station installed in the owner's house, or from faster charging stations found in businesses and public areas. Compared to fossil fuel vehicles, the need for charging using public infrastructure is diminished because of the opportunities for home charging. Vehicles can be plugged in and begin each day with a full charge, assuming the home charging station can charge quickly enough. An overnight charge of 8 hours using a 120-volt AC outlet will provide around 65 kilometers, 40 miles, of range, while a 240-volt AC outlet will provide approximately 290 kilometers, 180 miles. Charging an electric vehicle using public charging stations takes longer than refueling a fossil fuel vehicle. The speed at which a vehicle can recharge depends on the charging station's charging speed and the vehicle's own capacity to receive a charge. Connecting a vehicle that can accommodate very fast charging to a charging station with a very high rate of charge can refill the vehicle's battery to 80% in 15 minutes. Vehicles and charging stations with slower charging speeds may take as long as 2 hours to refill a battery to 80%. As with a mobile phone, the final 20% takes longer because the system's slowed down to fill the battery safely and avoid damaging it. Some companies have been experimenting with battery swapping to substantially reduce the effective time to recharge. Electric vehicle charging plugs are not yet universal throughout the world. Europe uses the CCS standard, while CHAdeMO is used in Japan, and a Gigabit/T standard is used in China. The United States has no de facto standard, with a mix of CCS, Tesla superchargers, and CHAdeMO charging stations. However, vehicles using one type of plug are generally able to charge at other types of charging stations through the use of plug adapters. Some electric cars, for example, the BMW i3, have an optional gasoline range extender. The system is intended as an emergency backup to extend range to the next recharging location, and not for long-distance travel. The range extender option of the BMW i3 was designed to meet the CARB regulation for an auxiliary power unit (APU) called REX. According to rules adopted in March 2012 by CARB, the 2014 BMW i3 with a REX unit fitted was the first car ever to qualify as a range-extended battery electric vehicle or BEVX. As with all lithium-ion batteries, electric vehicle batteries may degrade over long periods of time, especially if they are frequently charged to 100%. However, this may take at least several years before being noticeable. Nissan stated in 2015 that at that point only 0.01% of batteries had to be replaced because of failures or problems, and then only because of externally inflicted damage. Vehicles that had already covered more than 200,000 kilometers, 124,274 miles, had no problems with the battery.
What are the currently available electric cars right now?
According to Bloomberg New Energy Finance, as of December 2018, there were almost 180 models of highway-capable all-electric passenger cars and utility vans available for retail sales globally. Tesla became the world's leading electric vehicle manufacturer in December 2019, with cumulative global sales of over 900,000 all-electric cars since 2008. Its Model S was the world's top-selling plug-in electric car in 2015 and 2016, and its Model 3 has been the world's best-selling plug-in electric car for 3 years in a row, from 2018 to 2020. The Tesla Model 3 surpassed the Leaf in early 2020 to become the world's cumulative best-selling electric car, with more than 500,000 sold by March 2020. Tesla produced its 1 millionth electric car in March 2020, becoming the first auto manufacturer to do so. Tesla has listed as the world's top-selling plug-in electric car manufacturer, both as a brand and by Automotive Group for 3 years running, from 2018 to 2020. As of December 2019, the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi Alliance is one of the world's leading all-electric vehicle manufacturer. Since 2010, the Alliance's global all-electric vehicle sales totaled over 800,000 light-duty electric vehicles through December 2019, including those manufactured by Mitsubishi Motors, now part of the Alliance. Nissan leads global sales within the Alliance, with about 500,000 cars and vans sold by April 2020, followed by the Group Renault with more than 273,550 electric vehicles sold worldwide through December 2019. Including its Twizy heavy quadricycle. Mitsubishi's only all-electric vehicle is the i-MiEV, with global sales of over 50,000 units by March 2015, accounting for all variants of the i-MiEV, including the 2 mini conversions sold in Japan. The Alliance's best-selling Nissan Leaf was the world's top-selling plug-in electric car in 2013 and 2014. Through 2019, the Nissan Leaf was the world's all-time top-selling highway-legal electric car with global sales of almost 450,000 units. The Renault Kangoo ZE utility van is the European leader of the light-duty all-electric segment with sales of 57,595 units through November 2020. Other leading electric vehicles manufacturers are BAIC Motor, with 480,000 units sold, SAIC Motor with 314,000 units, and Geely with 228,700, all cumulative sales in China as of December 2019. BMW is also a leading plug-in car manufacturer, with over 500,000 plug-in electric cars sold globally by December 2019, but its electrified vehicle lineup only includes one all-electric model, the BMW i3, with 200,000 units produced up to October 2020, including the REX variant.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez, for these valuable informations.
You are welcome.